Okay, and we'll get started. Go ahead and start lying down on your back in your corpse pose. So I do have a couple of my fur babies in here today. I'm hoping that they're not going to bark in the middle of our class. That is why they're in the room and not outside of the door. And welcome to my home. This is my little yoga studio at my house. And yeah, we're gonna practice from here. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me. If you're not familiar with my classes, my name is Jaime, and I teach generally at the studio, a Vinyasa class on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock. So yes, if you're lying down on your mat, I'm just going to relax on your back for a couple more breaths. So go ahead and lie flat down, just making any little adjustments. Maybe let your shoulders lower down, start to relax your shoulders. Go ahead and close your eyes, relax your neck. Just notice the breath. So what is your natural, comfortable breath right now? It's hard to say what your days have been like. And everybody's going through a different experience right now in your lives. For me, I'm actually still working, and I'm sure some of you are also still working. So you may be feeling and experiencing things a little bit differently than the rest of the people who are at home right now. So just be aware of that and always be okay with that, because we're all here to serve a purpose and a calling. Just know that you're doing everything that you need to do right now. Coming back to the thought of your breath. Where is your breath flowing? Do you feel it in your upper chest, maybe your lower ribs, or into your diaphragm, letting your belly lift and rise? Just taking that natural, slow breath. We'll take 2 more of those, whatever your natural, comfortable breath is, your slow, easy breath. And now with that breath, let's start to breathe it in a little bit deeper. So now force the air actually into your diaphragm. Maybe you even let your belly rise, pressing into your belly as the air comes in. When you exhale, lower your belly down. Inhale, just deepen that inhale as long as you possibly can. It might just be 3 seconds, it might be 4, it might be 5, maybe it's even beyond that. And exhale the air all the way out, nice and slow. So we're not necessarily taking your Ujjayi breath yet, but we are taking these nice slow breaths. Just breathe. And now taking it into a Ujjayi breath. So now start to constrict the back of the throat. Breathe in and out of the nose. And let that air go all the way out at the bottom. All the way to the top. Notice the sensation of your lungs as they fill and rise. Exhale, release. Now from there, let's just lift both of your feet up into the air for a waterfall pose. So a gentle waterfall pose. Feet come up, heels maybe rise to the ceiling, toes rise to the ceiling. And start to point and flex the feet. So in this waterfall, let's start to point, flex. Really exaggerate the point, exaggerate the flex. Feel the muscles and the tension as it squeezes. Hold your core nice and tight, solid. Bend both of the knees down, and let's gently lower the feet down to the mat. Hold the core tight, press the lower back into the mat, toes touch, and then lift. Exhale, toes lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, toes lower down. Inhale, lift. Bring both feet all the way up into the air. Maybe grab the back of the thighs, the knees, or the calves. Pull the legs a little bit closer towards your body. Feel the hamstrings begin to stretch. And let's gently rock forward and backward with the mat. We're going to make our way into a seated position, both knees bent, hug the knees in. I'm just going to face all of you. So hugging the knees in, lower the head towards the knees. We'll make our way into a standing forward fold at the top of the mat. Just gently lift the hips high. Let the chest lower down towards the legs. Pull the core in nice and tight as you're hanging here. Just crossing at the elbows. Maybe alternate the grip than what you're used to. Let the knees bend a little bit. Maybe your belly will come all the way down to your thighs. Nice deep bend. And don't forget that Ujjayi breath. Make sure you didn't lose it. So just come back to it. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly roll up. Bringing the arms all the way up, meeting them at the top. Maybe the hands touch, maybe they don't. Exhale, release the hands to heart center. We'll pause here, coming into your intention or your mantra, whatever you want to set for class. What are you practicing? What do you need more of? What do you need less of? So we'll move through a couple half sun salutation A's. So that just means we're going to be standing at the top of the mat. We're going to breathe in, bending a couple times, really letting your body get warm, get used to this flow. And as you're doing these movements, just try to remember that Ujjayi breath. We're breathing in fully, we're exhaling out fully. We're going to try to use that breath through our whole practice today. So when you're ready, we'll inhale, lift the hands high, gaze up at the fingertips. Exhale, we'll fold all the way down, hinging at the hips. It is okay to bend the knees here on the way down. Inhale to a flat back. You can place your hands on your shins, on your thighs. They can also be on the ground, but you want a neutral spine here. Fold. Inhale, we'll lift all the way up. Hands lift and rise. Circle this up. Exhale, bring in the hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. And let's exhale, fold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, flat back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms come up and over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Maybe keep the count on your own if you felt that was good and it felt good in your body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, and we'll stay here folded. Let's reach the hands behind the back for a little shoulder stretch. Now, I like to have a strap actually, and if I can find it, it got tossed to the side. But you can go ahead and grab any strap or a belt. You can grab a towel, whatever you have handy. And this is only a suggestion. For me, it works really good. I tend to have really tight shoulders and chest muscles. So as I'm folding, reaching behind, you can clasp the hands if that's an option for you. Otherwise, it's also okay to grab a strap. And this feels really good for me. And I just reach my hands back. Now, imagine you're pressing your shoulders down your back and then lift up. So what you're trying to avoid is letting your shoulders crunch up to your neck, but really extend them down and back. Let the head hang. Imagine the wrinkles are coming out of the back of the neck. And let's release that grip. We'll inhale back up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Arms come up and over. Maybe you gaze up at the fingertips. Maybe you add a little back bend, but squeeze your glutes. Lift up and out of the spine before you lean back. Exhale, we're going to fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back with your right foot, low runner's lunge. Knee comes all the way down. You can keep your toes curled or unfold that back leg. Now right foot will meet the left, standing forward fold. We're going to move right back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the left foot back, low runner's lunge. Knee comes down. Take what you took on the other side. Get a nice little deep stretch in there. Just begin to feel your hip flexors and your quadriceps warming. Standing forward fold at the top of the mat. Just step that back foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's just move flat back. We're going to step back all the way, high plank pose. Knees. Now you can lower down chest, chin, or just let your whole body come down to the mat. Inhale to an up dog or a cobra. Exhale, down dog. First down dog of the day, potentially. And a lot of people are taking 2 and 3 classes a day just to really warm up, get back in touch with your yoga. I don't know about a lot of you, but I have probably taken more yoga in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 3 months. But in this down dog, just start to feel it. So what we're trying to do in yoga is become aware of your body and what sensations you're feeling. So doing anything that feels good, even if that's paddling the feet out, maybe lifting and lowering the knees. Wherever you're at, try to keep a nice neutral spine. Maybe inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Gaze to the top of the mat. Let's just step up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Inhale the arms up. Gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Gaze up. Exhale, fold, beginning our sun salutation A's. We'll just take about 3 of these. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop it back, whatever you're ready for. I'm going to take high plank, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. One more breath. Give yourself a little bit of time here. Moving through these sun salutations as fast or as slow as you choose. Gaze to the top, hop or step it up, whatever you're ready for. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms lift up and over, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise, gaze up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop it back. High plank, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And we'll take one more, pausing here for 2 breaths. Don't forget to pull your belly button in towards your spine. Strong spine, strong core. Gaze to the top, hop or step up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. We'll root the feet in, rise, arms come up, gaze up. Maybe add that back bend. Remember, we're lifting up and out of the spine as we lean. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop it back. High plank, low plank, or chaturanga. Exhale, down dog. for here in your down dog, let's just start to drop your heels over towards the right side. So with that, heels drop to the right. Just keep that side body stretching. So you should feel a little stretch in your side body as you drop the hips or the feet over towards the right. Lift the feet and heels high. Drop the heels towards the left. Side body stretch this time on your right side. Bring the hips high. And from here, let's lift that right leg high. Really nice and high. Nice straight line, bending the knee. Drop the heel towards the glutes. We call this a three-legged down dog, or some people call it scorpion pose. So in the scorpion pose, imagine your right leg is the top leg. Bring your head under your armpit. That might give you a little bit more range of motion in your hips. And let's square the hips off. Bring that right foot all the way through between the hands. Drop the back knee down to the mat. Low runner's lunge. So here, if you have a cushion, you may want to put a cushion under your knee. Once again, keep the toes curled or let the top of the back foot be on the mat. You can hang out here, doing anything you want to do in this low runner's lunge to really get a nice stretch on your rear hip flexor and quadricep, your outer right hip, possibly your inner right thigh. And right now, your right leg is the front leg. Let's drop your left hand down to the inside of your front foot. Lift your right hand high. Hug your knee in as you're lifting your right arm. You don't want to drop your knee out. Try to keep it hugged in. And let's lift both hands up, maybe curling the back toes, but stay on the knee. Water wheeling the arms. And let's inhale both arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down on either side of the foot, high plank pose. So see if you can sweep that right front leg back without dragging it on the mat. Nice, strong, high plank. Press the center of your back up towards the ceiling. Widen out your trapezius muscles. Let's lower down to the knees and slide your left foot forward. Low runner's lunge on the other side. Just taking whatever you took on the other side. Maybe rotate the pelvis forward, getting a nice deep stretch on your back leg, which is your right leg. This time your quadricep, your hip flex. Try to remember what you did on the other side. Reflect on how this side feels in comparison to the other side. One more breath. Let's slide the right hand to the inside of your left foot, your front foot. Right hand comes down, slowly twist through the spine. Left arm lifts. I'll face you for this. So as we're here, we're hugging that front knee in. Don't let it open and drop. Squeeze it in, activate your muscles. Hold the core nice, strong legs lift up, water wheeling the arms. Inhale, both arms up. And let's exhale, hands come down. Left foot meets the right, high plank. Down dog. And in this down dog, we'll do that scorpion or three-legged down dog. Lift the left leg high. Inhale that leg up. Dropping the heel, left heel towards your glutes. Let your head reach under the left armpit. See if you can get a little bit more out of your hips here. Unfold your body. And let's just drop that left foot down, down dog pose. Come up high on the toes. Let's gaze forward, hop, step, or tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. We're going to exhale, fold. Rooting both feet, chair pose on the next inhale. Arms are high. And as your arms are high, imagine we're rotating the hands in. So the pinky fingers are rounding in towards one another. Strong chair pose. Feet and actually can be together here, or if it's more comfortable, they can be hip width apart. Sometimes this is a little bit more difficult. One more breath. Hands come to heart center. Let's take a little twist over towards the right side. So left elbow, right knee. Go ahead and twist it over. Sink the hips down a little bit deeper, maybe 90 degrees with the floor. Split the arms. This is a good place for a block. If you have a block or a book or something you're using. Hands come back to heart center. We'll go right into the other side. So I'll face you, but my right elbow is going to reach for the outside of my left knee, twisting over. I press in to that leg, getting my twist nice and deep. Take one more breath. Split the arms. Free to use that block on this side as well. On your next breath, hands come to heart center. And let's stand tall, mountain pose. We'll take a couple breaths here. I'd like to walk you through some things about your mountain pose here. So if you can, go ahead and close the eyes. Pull your core nice and strong. Imagine your belly button is sucking towards your spine. Pull the lower ribs in. Let the breath be deep all the way into your lungs, your diaphragm. Feet hip width apart. Arms by the side. So we'll start at the tip of the feet, which the tip of my feet would be my toes. Let's just start at the ankles. Imagine that your inner ankle and outer ankle are squeezing in towards one another. So activate your ankles. Now moving up to your knees. Imagine your knees are pressing back and forward at the same time. Activate those knees. Slightly rotate your pelvis up so you have two hip bones here. Your two hip points, rotate them up. That's also going to activate your core. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your shoulders up, back, and then down. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades out, activating your shoulder blades. Open the arms up so the insides of your elbows are facing forward. Even activating your wrists. So imagine you're pressing your elbows out and in at the same time. Wrists out and in at the same time. And as you're activating all this, think about your ankles. Did you forget about those? If you have, go back. Activate everything. We're just going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's release. Shake it out. Shake it out. And if you're standing at the top of your mat, let's just fold it forward nice and slow. Let both of the hands come to the mat. Just step back, high plank. Imagine here in your high plank, you're doing all the same things you just did in your mountain pose. Strong high plank. Even come up high on the toes. Flex the feet. Lower down to the knees, all the way down to the belly. Left ear comes down to the mat. I'm going to pause there, taking a couple breaths in your prone shavasana. So prone shavasana, left ear to the mat. Close the eyes, settle in. And let's alternate, this time placing your right ear down on the mat. And we'll just take 2 full breaths, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Very good. And when you're ready, let's just place both of your hands alongside your chest. Squeeze the glutes. Let's lift the feet. Move, slide the hands back. Lift the chest off the mat all by itself. Squeeze everything. Bring the hands back down. Lower the feet. Let's lift up onto your tabletop pose. Get a couple cat-cows here. Inhale, the head rises, tailbone rises. Exhale, fold, hold the core. So imagine you're pulling your belly button towards the spine. The center of your back lifts up. Cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Press into the mat. Neutral spine. Round over the toes. For your down dog, we have one more little flow. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward, crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up. Left hand comes down to the mat to the inside of your right foot. So we'll move through as a high crescent lunge, just like we did when we were in our low runner's lunge. So root, even here, left hand's on the mat. Imagine you're pulling that right knee in. You don't want to let it splay out. Pull the knee in to activate the inner thighs. Water wheel the arms, just lift. Inhale, both hands up. And from here, we'll add on. We're going to launch forward, warrior 3. So imagine you're bouncing off the back toes, lifting up like you're flying forward. Activate that back glute, press the heel into the wall behind you. If you lose your balance, no worries. Maybe grab a block here. From here, lower the hands down to the mat, standing splits. And if you are practicing any kick-ups, you can go ahead and do some kick-ups here. For anybody practicing their handstands, from your standing split position, you just root your hands into the mat. It's okay if you need to bend into that standing leg a little bit. You maybe just hop up, little tiny hops. When you're ready, fold back into your standing splits. Lift up high, warrior 3, core strong, hands at heart center. Step the foot back, crescent lunge. Inhale those arms up. Exhale the hands down. Right foot meets the left, high plank. And let's just press up, down dog, hips come high. Left leg lifts. Step it through while inhaling the arms up. Crescent lunge. Try to bring your shoulders in line with your hips. Take the curve out of the lower back by rotating the 2 hip points up. I'm going to face you for this. So in this crescent lunge, we're going to imagine now your right hand comes to the inside of your front leg. So left leg is forward, right hand comes down, left arm lifts. Pull the knee towards your arm. Lift up for water wheel. So right arm's forward, left leg is forward. Inhale, both arms up. Find that crescent lunge again. Remember, we're going to bounce forward into your warrior three. So we're bouncing off those back toes. Warrior three pose. Hands can be forward at heart center, behind your body. Core is strong. One more breath. Folding over that front leg. Now here, left leg is your standing leg, right leg is flying up behind you. Doesn't matter how high that leg goes. If you took your kick-ups, try it on this side. Sometimes it's easier on one side than the other. Just little tiny kicks. Kneeling back in the standing split. If you're playing still, feel free to continue to play. For the rest of us, we're going to move standing split, warrior three, crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands come down, right foot meets the left, high plank, down dog, child's pose, knees are wide, toes come together. So letting your forehead come all the way down to the mat. Maybe massaging out that third eye. Just let your head gently rock right and left. And this is time to play with any kind of inversion that you may be practicing. So if you came to this class because you are looking for more yin, this might be a good time to move into your yin. So if you're doing that, let's come onto your back. Legs come high for your waterfall pose, just like where we started at the beginning. Both of your feet are high, but this time, maybe you place a block. I don't know if you can see that in the camera very well. A block or possibly a pillow underneath your hips. If you are practicing any other inversions, go ahead and take that now. Maybe headstand, tripod, crow pose, whatever you're practicing. So the beauty of being at home, once again, that maybe you don't feel embarrassed to try something that you've never tried before. So if you have a wall, you can always use a wall. You're practicing your crow, maybe you're not scared to roll forward, especially if you're on carpet or near a couch. So whatever you're practicing, you have 5 more breaths. If you're in your waterfall pose, you can also take the, in yin I call it snail pose, but it's basically the same as your plow pose or your shoulder stand, where your feet are high for waterfall. But for your snail pose, you just begin to lift your feet behind your head. So you're curled up just like a little snail. We have about 3 more breaths. Wherever you're at, concentrate on what you're feeling. Notice all the sensations in your body. What is strong? What is loose? What's tense? What's tight? Where is your breath? Last breath wherever you're at. Exhale the air out. Now if you're in shoulder stand or snail pose, let's fold into fish. So place your hands underneath your glutes. Let the legs lower down, come up on the elbows, shoulders roll back, chest is high. Let the head drop down behind you. Maybe the top of the head touches the mat, maybe it just dangles there. Let's lower all the way down to the mat and bend both of your knees for bridge pose. Now we'll be moving into yin, so I'm actually going to move you guys a little bit closer to me. So for yin, if you've never taken yin or you haven't taken my yin, we're going to get into the connective tissue and fascia of the body. So we're going to start to slow everything down. Slow down the breath. Slow down your body. If you're in fish pose, go ahead and come out of fish pose. Just lie down flat on your mat. I want you to really start to settle in and feel the sensations of your body. So go ahead and lie all the way down. Let your shoulders get heavy as they drop down. Breathe. Now let's go ahead and just check this playlist. We are actually on the perfect place in the playlist. Let's go ahead and get into some breath retention. Also, we're going to start inhaling and then extending each exhale, trying to help to get you into the parasympathetic nervous system, because we've been in the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, moving. We've been really getting active. So now we're going to start to settle it down. And let's exhale all the air out of the lungs. Slowly inhale through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the air out of the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's exhale out of the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the mouth up. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time exhale out of the nose. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're inhaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 2 breaths. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just pause now in your natural, comfortable breath. And really begin to notice all the sensations your body is feeling. Do you feel more calm than when we first started that breath? Very good. And we'll just be here for another about 2 breaths. So the inhale can be whatever, the exhale is whatever. Just let it be natural, wherever it wants to go naturally. Even if it is a Ujjayi breath naturally. And we'll meet in a comfortable seated position. Legs extended out in front of you. We'll move into our seated forward fold, also known as your caterpillar pose. And the idea, I'll turn to the side so you can see better what I'm doing. I'm actually going to grab a pillow. Now, if you have a pillow or a blanket, this is a great time to use one. So in my caterpillar pose, I'm going to place this pillow right in my lap. I can begin to just fold gently over that pillow. It's okay if the knees are bent a little bit. It's even okay if the feet or slightly out to the side, or even if there's a gap, a little gap between the legs. We're still getting into the hamstrings, the backs, the knees, the calves. And just begin to lean forward. And the idea of yin is we're here to find stillness, and we're here to get into your connective tissue and fascia of the body. So breathe. Just let yourself get heavy over the legs. I'm going to start a little timer here just so I know we are getting in equal time into every side. So generally in a yin yoga class, we hold poses from 2 to 5 minutes, sometimes longer if it's more of a restorative pose. Let your head hang forward. Maybe try to release the tension in the back of the neck. If you have an extra pillow, you might be able to place it lengthwise in your lap or up tall, and just let your forehead rest on the pillow. Everybody's a little different, so as we're folding over, maybe you're a little deeper, maybe you're seated up a little bit higher. The hamstrings are different lengths, so some people just naturally have shorter hamstrings and they find it more difficult to lean forward. So don't worry about that, and don't put any judgment to it. Everybody is a little different. That is the beauty in us, the differences in us. So try to relax the backs of the legs. If you notice that your hamstrings or the backs of your knees, your calf continue to tense up, it might mean that you're leaned forward a little too much, and just try to back it off a little bit. We have about 4 more breaths. So try to let your body calm down. Try to let your thoughts and your mind settle if they're not already. And this is your last breath. Release the air all the way out. Nose, mouth, doesn't matter. Whatever feels good, let it go. Slowly roll up. We're going to move right into our next pose, which would be your butterfly pose. So you'll let the soles of the feet touch. And as I face you, I just want to show you, I like to have my pillow nearby so I can lean onto my pillow. You can also, if you have a couple pillows, you can place the pillows underneath your knees to help support your knee joints. Whatever feels good. It's all about you. How deep do you want to take this yin practice today? Because you can take it as deep as your body will potentially go, or maybe you decided that you want to be a little bit more relaxed today. It's up to you. Where do you want to take your practice? Just begin to lean forward. I'm going to start the timer. The main areas you may be feeling this pose is in your outer pelvis. So we're working that connective tissue and fascia around your pelvis, as well as your knee joints, maybe even your ankles, depending on how your ankles are placed in this pose as well. Try to find stillness. Stillness not only in your body, but try to find stillness in your thoughts, your mind. So it's nearly impossible, if not completely impossible, to stop your thoughts. But what you can begin to do is just notice your thoughts, become the constant observer of your thoughts. Notice when they start going some crazy place. You don't even know what you've thought about for the last 5 minutes, where your thoughts are just rambling on. But as soon as you can catch that and bring your attention back here to the present moment, that is being mindful, mindful with yourself, mindful with those that are around you, mindful with life. With 3 more breaths. Just begin to notice your breath again. Are they deep? Are they shallow? You don't have to take a Ujjayi breath in Yin Yoga, but sometimes it helps you to be present. It helps you to give your thoughts, your mind, into focusing on one thing. And let's slowly roll yourselves up. Extend both of your legs out, back like your caterpillar pose, but this time we're going to actually bend into our front leg. We're going to come right into your pigeon pose. So you're going to bend your front right knee and just let your left knee slide behind you for your pigeon pose. This is also known as sleeping swan in Yin Yoga. So once again, I'm going to use my pillow. You can also use a blanket here. You can double stack if you have a little piece of mat, like a little extra piece of mat laying around. You can use that underneath your knee. Another thing to think about in any pose where you're leaning over or folding over, to help protect that back knee, you can always curl your back toes. It's going to take some of the pressure off of your knee joint. Begin to fold over. Start to relax and soften that outer right pelvis. Try to be gentle on that front knee. Now, if none of these positions feel good, you can always take eye of the needle on your back, where your right knee or foot crosses over your left, just like this. And I'll face you here. And for your eye of the needle, if your right leg is on top, you'll reach your left hand between your legs, reach around your thigh, clasp the fingers together. Sorry, I'm the wrong leg. So your right leg is bent and clasped. You're reaching for the left leg. It's going to help support you. So you're interlocking your fingers there. Then you begin to relax your shoulders, relax your hips. And just breathe into that outer pelvis. Another thing that you can focus on right now, if you're finding it difficult to stay still or difficult to settle your mind, just imagine that you're breathing in. I'm just going to face you here. Imagine that you're breathing into that outer pelvis. So visualize the breath as it comes in through your nose. Imagine maybe that it's circling around that pelvis and then exhaling, releasing out of the mouth. Every breath, inhale all the way down into that pelvis, relaxing it. Exhale, releasing it. And just try to get heavy. Try to relax more and more on every single breath. Try to release even more. Imagine that your body is getting heavy. Relax your shoulders. Soften and relax the back of your neck and even your face. We have about 5 more breaths, so see if you can even go deeper. And just always keeping in mind too, if you're brand new to Yin, Yin is a very difficult practice. If you are somebody who is really active and you live a very active lifestyle, you're very physical, maybe you're running around all day or you work 3 jobs normally. So you might find this practice is really difficult because it's all about really getting back in touch with your body, what you're feeling, being able to relax. And we have about 2 more breaths. And let's take this last breath together. So inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, relax and sigh the breath out at the same time. Release all the muscle pressure. And let's open the eyes, maybe just a little bit, just enough to move out of the pose, but be gentle, be easy. We'll slide the other leg around. So just coming up on the outer right hip. And I'm just going to swing my left leg forward and alternate. Right leg swings back. If you are in your eye of the needle, you'll just switch legs. So just as you are ready, begin to fold over. So you can gradually move into this sleeping swan. So we know it as Pigeon Pose in our Vinyasa class. In Yin, it's called Sleeping Swan. Maybe when you're first coming into this, your muscles are really tight, really tense. Your pelvis feels tight. All the fascia is tight around the pelvis. So you maybe start up high, both of your hands on the mat. This is your Swan Pose when you're up high. Let me move the pillow so you can see. My right leg is extended behind me. My left leg is forward. Swan is high. You can begin to relax your shoulders here. Head may be drifting down. As your pelvis begins to loosen up, as the fascia begins to stress a little bit, you can begin to fold over your pillow, your blocks, whatever you have there in front of you. Maybe place your left ear to the mat or to the pillow. And start to relax into that leg. Try to close the eyes if they're not closed already. Breathe into that hip. Maybe visualize the breath once again, moving down, moving into your hip, circulating around the muscle, around the fascia. Ask it to relax. Release the breath. Visualize it. It's coming in. It's circulating oxygen around your body. It's filling your cells. It's filling your muscles. And when you exhale, let it release. Let everything go. So maybe you're releasing the muscles. Maybe you're releasing a lot more with every exhale. Maybe you're releasing some emotional things, some physical things, some energy for sure. Maybe even releasing some of that energy that's been stuck in the fascia. We have about 3 more breaths. And this is your last breath, so let's take this one together. Inhale, nice and slow, filling through the throat, the upper chest, the lower ribs. We'll exhale, release the air all the way out. Feel the calm, the stillness in that pause at the bottom. Slowly lifting as slow as you can. Now we'll come into some cat-cows. If you're in the eye of the needle, stay there with both of your feet on the mat, knees high, and windshield wiper your legs. If you're in sleeping swan, we'll meet in tabletop. Just take a couple cat-cows and doing anything. If you're familiar with my class and you take a lot of yin classes, I love to come into a tabletop pose and cat-cows after we do our sleeping swan because it really allows you time to release your hips. So go ahead and take those any way they feel good. You'll inhale, the head rises, the tailbone rises, belly drops. Exhale, you'll reverse. Imagine you're taking a string and pulling it right up the center of your back. It rises to the ceiling. Reverse that. Shoulders lift up towards the ears. Chest reaches between the arms. Exhale, reverse. Maybe you take some little side scrunches to really crunch in on your side body. From here, let's just sit the hips down towards the heels for your saddle pose. Knees can be wide. So if you're in your saddle, Your knees can be wide here. You're sitting on your heels. If you have any blocks, you can sit on a block. If you have pillows, you can even use a pillow. So maybe you stay right here for saddle. We're going to be here for a little while. If your knees are crunching or this is uncomfortable on your knees, you can also take this on your back, just pulling both of your knees in, almost like happy baby. Close the eyes. Just try to begin relaxing your body. Make sure you're not feeling too much tension in your knees. I'm going to take about 3 more breaths here. Now I've remained seated. If you would like to lie all the way down with your last 3 breaths, you can do that, or even lie in or sit back into your arms. Notice the sensations in your neck, your head. Make sure all of that feels good. You're not just wrenching your head back over your shoulders. And we'll take 1 more breath right here, wherever you're at. Fully inhale and fully exhale. And walk yourself back up to that seated position if you're lying back. Remove the pillow, the blocks, the bolsters from underneath of you, and let the legs come right in the front. We'll move into a wide-legged forward fold. So for this wide-legged forward fold, you can let your legs be as wide as they want to be here. Maybe they're open up really far. They might be open into more of like a V shape here. Wherever you're at, begin to lean forward towards those legs. Now, if you're at home, or since you're at home, I should say, you may be able to sit on a pillow. You may want to stack 4 pillows in front of you and lean onto those 4 pillows. You may have a dog that wants to get right into your camera and block the view. Maybe you can use him, lie on top of the dog. Wherever you're at, just starting to lean forward. Try to relax your inner thighs, the backs of the knees, the insides of the knees, both of your feet and ankles. So everyone is going to look a little bit different. As you lean forward, make sure you relax. I'm going to reset the timer. Just remember, we are all right where we're supposed to be. And if you don't have a really open pelvis, a lot of times it just depends on your actual skeleton. So we call that skeletal variation in yin. If I had my anatomically correct skeleton in here, I could show you, but the pelvis sometimes is open. You've got your femur bone that sits inside of that pelvis joint. So sometimes your pelvis and your femur will actually physically stop. So your leg won't open all the way up. Also, sometimes the bone is in deep in the socket, and that will stop your legs from opening all the way up. If you have the bone farther out in the socket, you may be able to open your legs really far. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are really tight. It could just mean that that is your skeleton, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine and normal and actually beautiful, that we are all so different. We have about 3 full breaths. So if you would like to take those 3 full breaths, breathe in through the nose for 5, out through the nose or mouth for 5, whatever feels good. Pause the breath at the top. Release and pause the breath at the bottom. And we'll slowly begin to inch ourselves up from here. Slide the legs in towards one another. Maybe pull the knees in, hug them nice and tight. And we'll release down into a child's pose. Both of your knees are together, so closed leg child's pose. If you have that pillow, go ahead and place that pillow right underneath of you. It's going to be here for about 2 breaths, and then we're going to walk it forward. And 1 more breath. Move that pillow. Let's walk forward with the hands. And I'm actually just going to face the screen. Because from here, we want to extend your left arm forward with the right hand. Just reach your right arm underneath your body. Left arm is forward, right arm is underneath. And you're just going to lay on that arm. So we're getting into the outer shoulder joint. Just relax. Maybe here you even have your pillow in front of you and your forehead is on that pillow, but we're just going to get into the shoulders, maybe for only about 5 breaths on each side. If you're not really feeling any sensation, you can always play with that bottom arm a little bit. You might even, if you have too much sensation, want to roll onto that outer shoulder a little bit more. More sensation, roll right onto the arm, and it might be right on top of the chest, under the chest, or maybe even under the rib cage. Just depends. Everybody's a little bit different. 3 more breaths. And we'll take our last breath. Release that air all the way out. Slowly unfold that right arm. Reach it forward. We'll come right into the other side. Left arm reaches under the body. You start to notice how this side might feel a little bit different than the other side. Maybe this isn't as difficult, or maybe it even feels more difficult. Who knows? We're all so different. Try to relax into that shoulder. Only be here for about 5 breaths, so please take what feels good. Try to go deep. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Last breath. Slowly remove that arm. And let's just reach both arms out into an airplane, almost like you're in prone shavasana, but your legs are as wide as they can be, arms are as wide as they can be. Just take a breath. And let's meet in our final resting pose. So in your final resting pose, maybe you want to place a pillow underneath your knees, or even use your pillow underneath your head, your neck, your upper back. In most of my yin classes, I love to start class with the pillow or a bolster lengthwise with the spine. So you can take your whole Shavasana like that if it feels good. Don't worry, there's nobody here. Just do what's comfortable. Maybe you use 5 pillows. Maybe you're gonna lay on your bed. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and do that now. And just start to get comfortable. Close the eyes for sure. Let me get nice and close to the computer so I can talk quietly. And go ahead and exhale all the air out of the lungs. Inhale, nice and slow. Exhale, release that air. Inhale, nice and slow. Exhale, release. Last breath. Inhale to the top. Exhale, release. Come into your natural, comfortable breath. Notice your natural, comfortable breath. How deep is it? Or how shallow? Is it in your lower ribs? Is it in your upper chest? You only feel your throat moving in and out or up and down. Come back into that intention or mantra that you said at the beginning of class, whatever it is. Self-love, non-judgment. Maybe it's something that you're trying to let go of. Let's just picture that, feel it, imagine what it is. Imagine your life with that being true, present. Just allow yourself to settle in for your Shavasana. Relax. Too often, out of sheer habit, we tighten up, tense up, and then approach life from that stance. When we have something to do, Our aromatic response may be to tense up, shoulders and neck strained, back bent and cramped, breathing shallow. But anything that needs to be done can be done better if we relax. Learn to relax. Program your body, each part of it, to let go and be at ease. Allow yourself to come into your natural posture and alignment. Learn to relax until moving, acting, speaking, being all come naturally from this relaxed place. Find activities that help you to do this. A hot bath, a steam bath, massage, sunning, walking, meditating. Teach yourself to become aware of how your body feels during these activities. Memorize that feeling. Practice relaxing until you can recall that memory and carry it throughout your day. Periodically throughout the day, take a few moments to check your tension level. If you find any part of your body tense, take a few more moments to consciously relax that part. Visualize warmth and ease flooding any part of your body that has become tight or is in pain. Let the tension, the stress, the blocks drain out from top to bottom. Your body wants to relax. It wants to become comfortable. It wants to heal itself. Empty your mind of tense thoughts and let it follow your body into relaxation and calm. Allow your mind to become still. Quietly accept each thought, then release it. Breathe in comforting, healing energy. Breathe it into your mind, into each cell of your body. Breathe out stress, strain, discomfort, and fear. Don't resist what you are feeling or thinking. Accept it, then release it. Just as water cannot pass naturally through a pinched hose, your vital life force cannot flow freely through you if you are cramped and tense. Honor the life force that is in you, that flows through you. Honor it by relaxing, opening to it, and inviting it to surge through your body. The techniques of relaxation will refresh, restore, and recharge you so that you can do all you need to do with more power and vigor than before. Anything that needs to be done can be done better if you're relaxed. And I think that goes really well with our class tonight and with Yin Yoga. So we all try to relax, and it's all about relaxing, right? Life is really about relaxing. We want to relax. We want to loosen up. We want to let things go. So I want to thank you all for coming. I really honor all of you, and I know we're all struggling right now. And this is a lot that we're going through and some trying times in our life, but we will be stronger when we come out of this, and so will the planet. So I want to thank you all once again for coming. If you would like to bring your hands to Anjali Mudra and to prayer, you can bring your thumbs maybe to the center of your chest, cup the hands together. So there's like a little tiny space in the center of your palms. Just close the eyes. The divine in me honors and cherishes the divine in all of you. Namaste. Thank you all.